What's up, Airsofters? Welcome back to the Not So Round Table, episode 113. We're joined by two very, very special guests and good friends of ours, Jet and Leah, from their respective channels.
Hello.
Desert Fox Airsoft and Unicorn Leah. Do you have like a
it's
specific...
Unicorn Leah.
Yeah, okay.
They're both, yeah, okay. Apparently, just look up Unicorn and Leah, and she will pop up.
I'm subscribed to the channel, so I never have to like enter it anymore. So I don't think about what to search.
Yeah, you just look for the little avatar. Like, that's
exactly.
the one I want to look.
New video. You guys are familiar with the new format of the show. Since you guys are joining us for the first time in a while, why don't you start us off with something you'd like to talk about?
Ooh, I would like to talk about Operation Iron Horse 2.
Which I missed out on.
Yeah, that was a fun op.
But
it was
you
a fun
got
op.
to go. George got to go,
Yeah,
right?
George was there
I
as
thought
well.
the subway was awesome.
What? Off a subway car?
Yeah, the subway car.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, those
still.
the bruises
man.
were gnarly.
That's
really high
It
up.
hurt so bad.
It hurt, but
oh,
it's alright. We
man.
lived.
Yeah,
I didn't break anything that was important.
Yeah,
so.
I thought
It's a long fall.
So to give some context, we were doing the direct action mission or DAM
In pitch black.
in the subway tunnels, and George fell from one of the decommissioned like subway cars, like straight on his ass
Ow.
onto like railroad ties.
Oh,
God.
Yeah,
That's
and
like
like
a
I was
4-foot
watching this
fall.
through
Yeah,
my
it
night
hurt.
vision, like. Oh,
It wasn't a
no.
full 4 foot. It wasn't
All right, it's
like,
over.
It wasn't a full. I mean, I watched the other guy in front of me step through night vision, and I was like, okay, he stepped somewhere there, and then I thought I had a foot placing but I didn't, and it's long story short, it hurt.
It was okay. I mean, we gave them our feedback.
Was it less of a Guardian mission and more of a direct action mission?
Yes, more of a direct action.
It was.
Or
Okay,
implements
it was more of a like the traditional direct action mission where there's direct action and not like save this guy on this side of the hill.
Cool.
But it was a little slower paced.
Yeah.
They modified it after you guys did it, though,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. After
it's
we did
different
it
for
and we
everyone
gave them
else.
our feedback, they modified it. Miguel has a very strong opinion about the game, but or about that mission.
Miguel having strong opinions.
Yeah, we'll let him tell his side.
I feel like that should have been his call sign.
Strong opinion.
But how was the game? Was pretty fun.
The game itself was fun. There was a bunch of like awesome tunnel battles.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for everyone on UFS that was opposing us in the tunnels, because we had the Enola Gay guys with us, and they had just got their hands on all of the grenades.
Yeah,
so
they were just
if you were on the receiving end, yeah, it was like they're behind that car.
Oh, really?
Well, because
they
have those bandoliers.
Yeah,
so
they
you
just
can
had
carry
bandoliers.
like
Yeah, they had, like-
carry like 20
And just
grenades.
spamming.
I mean, like at the end of the direct action mission, we all had not really shot our guns, and so the first enemies that we saw, we were like, enemy behind that car, prepping fragmentation grenade, outgoing.
Everybody
Oh, I
just
missed. Flashbang. I missed again. Take some BBs. I think I got him. Take another flashbang just in case. Like that was.
Oh, man.
I literally did that.
It's a good thing they're op for and not players.
Yeah.
Well, no, we did that in the game as well.
We were doing that in the game as well.
I bet people got triggered.
Yeah, it was a fun game. The only thing that I wish AMS would bring back again, and it's been stressed by a lot of people, is to bring the flags back.
Yes.
The flags need to come back because
Now the
Flags
flags
are fun.
Like, with regard to like the
control
Copperhead style?
points.
Yeah.
So that way they have like what's great about the flags and what we miss about it is it gave the regular person who just, I'm gonna go out and play.
Mhm.
What do? There's a flag over there.
Yeah.
That's simple, and
Yeah.
I think it was one of the things that people really liked about AMS when it first started.
Yeah, definitely. That was one of the things that I really liked, and I miss now, because like even though we had like stuff to do, we didn't have any actual missions.
Not that I know of. You just said go this way.
Yeah, like we got one mission, and it was to go check out a suspected data center. It was something suspected in a building, and they're like, "Can you check it out for us?" And we went there, and there was nothing.
We
And
have
we were like,
suspicions about this building.
"This building looks suspicious.
Go to this building.
shake them
It might-
down or
It
something."
hasn't responded to our phone.
So the common theme is, dear AMS, please reconsider bringing back
Yeah.
the flags.
Yeah, it would've been great
and
to
even
have
the
there,
mobile
too.
mash units.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really long walk to go from wherever you were, because it was like a really long
Yeah.
rectangle.
They didn't have the mobile.
So well,
No.
that
Oh,
might also
man,
be
no
dependent
wonder.
on kind of where you're playing too. So,
True.
So based on you know how the field plays, I think that might be.
Well, when
But
you
we're going to
add them,
34, so we'll see if they can do
34,
maybe some of those
34
implementations
last
there.
year was great because they had this really cool objective system where it wasn't just so much just go there with a bunch of people and fight it out. It was like, hold on, this is now a game of chess to where you need to plan out your movement to your objective, account for defense time, because once you got on the objective, there was something that the scientists had to do, because it was just a culmination of so many different objectives into one, and it took a lot of planning, which like is great. You know, that's why you go to a Milsim game,
Right.
because you want that intricacy in
and not
tactics
just a
and
force on
planning.
force game.
Yeah. And so whatever they did at 34, I thought they were going to do at Iron Horse, and then that wasn't the case, and I was kind of bummed out. Like, I still had a really fun time at the game, but if they would just incorporate all the stuff they did at 34 plus some of the older things they did and tied it into whatever the rest of the season, man, that would be it would be amazing.
Yeah.
I think you would agree, and I don't know.
Maybe
that's just me. Maybe people just want to go play Star Wars.
No,
I think it's at least rewarding to like put a flag up or like to take a flag over.
Accomplishing something.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, well, now it's that part of the show when we answer questions, what you guys are here for. The Not So Round Table is all about answering questions from the helm of reasoning. Leah, you haven't been on here in quite some time. You want to start us off?
If I remember,
That was a question right there.
I hope I remember how to do this.
Yes. And then just sit awkwardly.
Just be like, read it, and then just stare at the camera.
Neofirer writes, "Hey guys, with Airsoft pushing forward with tech, what are the limits you think we can reach, tech-wise and gun performance? P.S. Just for Matt, just bought a 328 with less than 10K on the clock. I know. Would you change the cam? Would you change the cam?
What is that?
It's a car question.
Okay, if it's
question.
if it's an E36 question, and I think this is an E36 question because you're mentioning a 328. If it's a 328, yes, you should change it out for an S52 cam because they're virtually identical in terms of displacement. So swap your cam, put an LSD on it for a 328 IS, and enjoy life at a fraction of the cost of an M3. Just don't go crazy and try to put M3 badging on it and M3 trim, because then you'll look like a poser. Just enjoy it for being a 328. Now for the real question.
No, we can just throw the question out now. I mean, I'm just kidding.
What are the limits you think we can reach, tech-wise and gun performance?
I think we're reaching that limit already. I mean,
What do you think?
No, I don't think
Are they?
so.
I'm guessing they're just talking about like distance that we can shoot because we're already limited as far as like rate of fire and FPS. So really, it's just distance.
Here's the way I see it. Okay, so
an overall performance.
yeah, so we have the AEG gearbox that's been around for forever now, and then so everyone's kind of like, not everyone, but people have been switching to HPA, and with HPA we do have some limitations in terms of what can be done and like the amount of pain that people can take, and like rate of fire already is like
insane.
Faster than the magazines can feed,
which
really.
we don't really need. I mean, if you want to play like that, that's cool. Just play with that. Play that style with other people that want to play that style. Don't go to your local field and shoot 50 balls a second at the 12-year-old who just has a rental gun. You know, that's not fun for anybody except you. I will say in terms of technology, I think the next couple steps that we need that need to happen is either someone develops a dimpled BB, which is insanely hard to make because of the polishing, because a dimpled BB will go even further, and then probably internal HPA. Like the thing that turns me the thing that turns me off of HPA is the fact that there's a line. I just don't like the line. It looks funky in photos.
Well, isn't it more? It's also just not practical in some situations. You
Some
like to be able to sit your gun down easily.
Yeah, some situations it's not practical, especially like a longer milsim game. Like you've got, because you've only got so much air in the tank. The air has to last the 40 hours. Depending on what your platform is, it may not last that long.
Well, and kind of as an answer to that, you've got the Wraith stock, which is the CO2 stock. The problem is that one CO2 cartridge really only lasts you a magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means you got to carry enough cartridges with you, and then in addition to loading a mag in a quick situation, you've got to pop the cap on the back, get a new cartridge in, lock it in, and then you're ready to
Yeah,
go. So
yeah.
that,
The Tipman is the same process. It's just when you eject that mag, you're gonna get sprayed with
Right.
CO2 like crazy. But I mean, if you carry, just the there's so many give and takes with the technology and stuff.
I think just having more I think where we need to go is just more reliable, consistent airsoft guns, because we have the
definitely.
technology for that now.
Yeah, I would say.
And now just building airsoft guns that are consistent and reliable and affordable.
Yeah.
Which I think we're going in that direction right now.
We're already pretty close. I mean, if you look at what Airsoft was 5 years ago,
Yeah.
or 6 years, 7 years ago, the reliability of a entry-level gun now is higher than it's ever been.
Yeah.
And a
True.
higher level gun is more affordable than it's ever been.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can buy a
definitely.
high level gun for like $350 now instead of like $1,000.
I think at some point, electric guns are going to reach a unified connector type. I don't know that.
I hope so.
I don't know that it will be Dean's. It maybe XT60s or another type of connector. But I think eventually the airsoft industry will all transition to kind of making one connector type, or at least
That would
that's
be good.
That's my
That would
hope.
be-
And then
I pray for that day.
the other thing that I'd really like to see, which really doesn't do anything other than to me be really nerdy and cool, is I'd like to see brushless motors.
But that's already been like it's weird because that's already a thing, but
It's
no
been
one
tried.
does it.
Because in order to do a brushless motor, you have to have more wires coming out of it. It has to have a speed controller. They run hotter.
Oh.
So there's a lot more pieces that now need to find places inside
Oh.
the gun. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I didn't
So-
know. I didn't know that that much in depth.
Like a
into
brushless motor requires a heat sink in a way that a brushed motor doesn't. It requires a separate unit that controls all of the functions of the motor that a MOSFET just can't
So it's
handle. So it's a larger unit.
Okay,
and
so we need to put computers in our guns next.
pretty much.
All right.
But that would give you the ability to tune on the fly, active braking, slow down, speed up, ramping speed. You know, you literally control every function of the fireability of the gun.
Interesting.
There's a company out of
Really
Japan,
expensive.
right? And
No, it's Taiwan.
Is it
I
Taiwan?
forget who. It was like a year ago, but it was like $150 or like almost $200
Yeah.
for this motor, and it was just like the gains were like.
Minimal.
Yeah.
That's why I said, like, really, it doesn't do anything for you other than, like, wow, that's really cool. The airsoft industry and the RC industry have combined.
To make a car that shoots BBs.
Or I mean, like, or you could like develop like maybe like a clutch and flywheel on your gears to give you two different speeds. So if you could have 20 BBs a second for the first 10 seconds, and then that clutch mechanism would enable.
I
second
get what he's
speed.
saying. It just sounds super
Yeah.
ridiculous when you're
Yes.
talking about a gun.
We'll also
Jet,
make
please
giant
take another question, Jet.
We can make giant RC tanks that you can drive on
Ryan
the
and I
field.
was just talking about this.
Yeah, you
No,
and Ryan
you
can go
got it.
talk about your brushless motors later.
Ryan Creamer, hey insert. What's a good way for a complete newbie at upgrading internals to learn about the internals of a gun and how to replace them?
Oh, that's a tough one.
There's a YouTube channel called Valley River Arms. One word.
Don't go there.
100% go there.
Yeah, I
Get a
mean,
broken gun.
honestly, just get a
Yeah,
broken.
go to a
either-
boneyard sale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go to a boneyard sale, buy a gun, bring the gun home, get on YouTube. Well,
And try to make it work
yeah,
again.
try
Go
to
to tech
just
stuff.
make the gun work again. That's
Go to
probably the best thing.
airsoftology.com.
I don't
Yeah,
think.
there's-
Well, he doesn't have
He
tutorials.
doesn't do. Yeah, he
but-
doesn't do tech
Actually,
stuff
you should
as
just
much
directly
anymore.
message Airsoftology.
I don't know.
That's a terrible one.
That's rude. He already gets lots of messages.
There's a
Dear
ton of resources
Airsoft.
available to you. Like the
Yeah.
internet is.
Yeah, the internet is an amazing place.
Join tech forums as well. It gets a lot of
Oh
good
yeah,
information.
yeah.
They're
Tech
still
forums.
around.
That's a good.
Tech groups, not tech forums.
Yeah,
No,
there's
who-
tech groups
who
on
forums
Facebook now.
Jeez.
They still
Paintball.
exist.
Paintball.
I still forum.
Loser.
Okay, next question.
It's your turn.
We're going the opposite way.
That was a
Yeah.
easy one, honestly.
All right. Matthew Wilson asks, "Hey, insert, which Milsim events do you recommend for East Coast-based players? Thanks. Love the show." Well, there are tons of airsoft events. Maybe we could each pick one as our favorite thus far.
On the East Coast?
On the East Coast? That's
Yeah.
tough.
Hard. That's tough.
I haven't been to many on the East Coast.
What's been your what's your recommendation or your favorite?
I
thus
consider because it's in Georgia, Guardian Center was probably the coolest location that I've been to on the East Coast.
It's
That's-
definitely the coolest
yeah.
AO.
Yeah.
It's definitely the
So
coolest
far
AO.
that I've
So
been to.
you know, I'm not necessarily recommending only AMS games because there are a couple different companies that have events at the Guardian Center. But if you can go to a Milsim event at the Guardian Center, super dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do so. Yeah.
Agreed.
What
Go
was
there.
the question? Was it just
East Coast.
East Coast Milsim.
Milsim game.
How to East Coast Milsim.
Well, let's see here. Like you said, the Guardian Center is a great place. Camp Shelby's pretty good too.
It's a little bit more farther south and more central. Though.
Yeah, yeah. I will say the company that's had the most diversity in East Coast games, Milsim West. I mean, obviously that's my number one pick, just because that's my preference. It's a slower paced game. There's more tactics involved. It's more closer to a actual military experience than a lot of the other ones. I mean, I still have to explore some other companies that claim that, but Milsim West hits it on the head pretty dang good.
As far as I know, there's also a company called Third Coast. They have been doing a lot of games on the East Coast. So I'd
More
say
on the southeast, though, correct?
Yeah, southeast.
Yeah.
But as far as like northeast, I think the only person is
Yeah, the only
Line claws?
thing I'm thinking of is, and your timing might be right, depending if they still have tickets available, is they do have the last game, Red Storm East, going in Pennsylvania this year at the facility that's really
Is
unique.
it really the
It's-
last one this time, or
No, it's like getting
For
prepped
real?
for demo.
Okay,
like,
because
right
I remember
now.
the last two ones. He
Yeah,
was
no,
like, this
it's-
is the last
I
one.
think
people sign up.
after talking with John, like it is the last
real,
year.
the last
It
one.
is.
For
They are preparing the building to be demolished.
Okay.
So
They should demolish
definitely
it
check that
around
out.
the
I mean,
Airsofters.
honestly, I think
Revolution.
that is probably one of the coolest AOs that I've never been to, that I've heard that is really insane. And it is on the East Coast. And we have our Bad Blood game that's over. That's not as Milsim oriented.
It's not a Milsim.
But it's it's a lot of fun. It's
But
a lot
boy,
of
will
players.
we have fun.
Yes, you guys have lots of fun.
Speaking of Red Storm games and of buildings that were supposed to be destroyed, did you guys know Blue Heron was never torn down?
Yes. I know
Oh.
that.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Remember, like we only had one event there because it was supposed to be demolished and turned into a bunch of parts.
Yeah.
Wasn't torn down.
Oh,
The company that was doing it lost the
Someone
contract
did-
from the city.
someone's
Yeah.
done an op there recently.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go back.
I don't know. So it was like just a local promoter up there had a thing, because I saw that someone did
The-
something at the Blue Heron paper mill, and I was
The
like,
thing
huh.
is, it's incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, also
But-
dangerous.
It's also
Well, there's
super
that.
dangerous.
You put more people on that site, like
Yeah,
I said,
yeah, yeah.
someone will
No,
get
they're-
seriously injured. And I don't
You
consider
guys
your
just
injury
do
serious.
a
no
10v10. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I consider
Yeah.
not a broken leg serious injury. I'm like a life-threatening injury.
Yeah, like someone
Like if
could
you
die.
if you fell from any of those
Ducts.
Yeah.
the one like the area that's near the river where we were at, like
Yeah.
if you fell from that for whatever reason, you're dead.
Yeah.
Aren't there just holes like
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
buildings
there's
too?
random
like
holes.
you
You
can
can
just
easily-
fall
I mean,
through a hole
yeah.
in the building.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't fall all the way through it, but yeah.
Fine.
Someone like when you guys went out for the night game, didn't someone almost fall?
No, we were like just super.
Oh yeah, but we
careful.
were also.
And I
Seems
was,
like a
and I
cool-
was, we were putting like
Drag
chems
handle
on
or drag
every
it.
spot that was possibly dangerous. We were putting chems all the way
Okay.
through.
Oh,
See, but you
Oh,
got
nice.
you were
Nice.
signifying.
Yeah.
I was walking towards those. I thought that's where you were telling us to go.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like
Because I
follow
didn't
the
have
trail
night
of
vision, so
chem
he's like,
lights.
"Oh, I'll drop chem lights," and I'm like, "Okay, follow the chem lights."
No,
Oh,
the
no.
chems were just like in places where it's like, hey, watch out, there's something here you could trip
Oh.
over or whatever.
No, Matt,
And that's why we were so successgesual in the night game, because we were the only ones who moved. Everybody else just stayed in a spot because they
Yeah,
didn't want to go
because they
anywhere.
don't want to die.
All right, George, you want to hit us with another question?
All right, sure. How we? Well, this would be the last
One
question before the
game where
commercial
you
break.
could literally die in airsoft.
Oh, that is horrible. Horror. Luke Roderick. It's Rodderneck, what the heck? I read an article that was saying airsoft paintball inspires violence and shootings. It said to see people who know nothing of the sport is trying to inform others about it. Their main point is that guns look real and some paintballs are red, looking like blood.
They don't make those anymore,
Yeah.
right?
The red rags are also red, and that looks like blood.
there is only one company that makes red paintballs. Like, red paintballs are completely outlawed by the entire paintball community. One company
is
still
that
makes
why?
them. Yeah, because back in the 80s when paintball first came around, they were like, look, we need to make sure that we get away from like any of the realism, like violent looking stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's why they have like the big hoppers, tanks. They don't make red paintballs. All the paintball colors are brightly colored.
You guys are lame.
I mean,
There was a bunch of stuff that they were just like, we need to get away from looking like a militia and just looking like a really fun sport.
see, in the 80s, I could maybe get their argument, but nowadays, I'm sorry. You do not get an argument from any standpoint on this topic until video games are actually regulated in terms of 12-year-olds can't play a game with violence in it. Or,
Yeah.
like or
Grand Theft
movies.
Auto.
Because, like,
Yeah.
you get more violence from either of those than you would
Yeah,
in
there's
Airsoft.
definitely way more violence and gory violence in mainstream media than there will ever be on
Airsoft.
in Airsoft specifically.
And that's
And
even
they
including
don't have
like
the structure that
realistic
Airsoft
Guardian
does.
Dam missions where you have like blood and stuff like that is not nearly as realistic as sometimes what movies produce.
Yeah.
What were you
Yeah.
saying?
That's
No, I was just saying, like, and the difference between video games or mainstream media is you have the exposure without the structure that Airsoft offers. You don't have the team building. You don't have the exposure to people that are potential friendships or leadership roles or mentorship.
and sometimes you're not even talking to people face to face.
Right.
Over video games.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
which
know a lot of people.
which leaves for a lot of weirdness to happen in
Yes.
trolling.
Yes.
Leah, what were you saying?
Sorry.
I don't remember. It was something about like, oh, it's a great place to like build friendships. I know a lot of people that are airsofters or whose parents I've talked to that they did not communicate with people outside of anything except for airsoft. Like
Yeah.
this is the only mode where they feel comfortable and feel like they can talk to other people and have interactions and they're comfortable just even talking to a stranger. Like,
Which is great.
I think
mean,
it helps
that
breed a lot of independence. In
Airsoft does a
ways.
lot more good than it does harm
Yeah.
or provides harm. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So we're gonna cut to a quick commercial break. This episode is sponsored by
Jet the Desert Fox, and vicariously through Jet the Desert Fox and Leah, Elite Force.
Elite Force.
Introducing the new VFC Avalon series distributed by Elite Force, featuring their newly revised version 2 gearbox and a variety of rail options and external upgrades. For more information, check them out at Evike.com.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. What happened?
I was gonna be like this, and then you started talking.
And you just
So
went-
and I hit.
Did you guys like my robot voice?
Robot Jet?
Hello.
You do a really good robot voice.
So we're
does.
back.
Death to all
Obviously,
humans.
we completely messed up our returning from commercial break.
We're all horsing around while you guys were watching the commercial.
Sorry.
Do you want to head us up with a new question, Leah?
Okay. Or Leah
Yes.
can, yeah.
It's my turn. Soundwave 312. Hey, insert. What starter rig do you recommend for an AK? A pre-assembled one like you have online, or a custom one from a Molly rig and attachments?
They're talking about loadouts.
Oh.
Just a rig for an AK.
Okay.
Any rig for an AK?
I think all three of you have run more AKs than I have in my entire life.
I've never even seen you run an AK.
Never.
Ever.
Never.
Except on film.
Even then.
You ran it.
Never.
Why?
Yes.
What is your? Why are
At
you?
the Corridor Digital shoot at that oil
Oh!
refinery? You were
Yeah.
using an AK.
What is this AK bigotry?
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Really strong word.
Well, okay,
I'm not
getting
saying that AKs
okay.
are inferior.
To
I
not
just
to not
don't
be
use
off
them.
topic. To not be off topic. Let's keep it rolling here.
What's
there-
okay? Yeah. What's your choice for?
I know
what's
your
recommend?
answer, so I'll make sure I won't give your answer. Or at least I
Oh,
think
really?
I know
Now,
your
what do you
answer.
think my answer
I
is,
think
huh?
I know your
Huh?
answer.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We'll see if I'll let you know if I'm right after you answer,
Okay.
or if I'm wrong. Anyway, there are plenty of options within different budgets, and that's kind of key. If you're on a lower end of the budget spectrum, chest rigs. You could build your own with like a Molly setup, like a Condor MCR4, I think it is, that just has a Molly panel, and you could put triple AK mag pouches, or you could do something that has all the pouches built in. That's like, those are really cheap chest rigs. You can do all of those setups for under $100.
My favorite. I have two. I would say my overall favorite though of everything is the Mark II chest rig. It's most popular by Tasmanian Tiger, and it comes with pre-built-in pouches.
Was that what you were gonna say?
And you can adjust.
Oh.
You can adjust the height of the straps that go over, so
Yeah.
you can run AK mags or M4 mags or whatever mags, and you can adjust the height. And they have extra pouches on the side
Yep.
for like smokes, grenades, and stuff like that. And so that's my favorite. Plus, it's padded, so it doesn't.
And it can hold a lot of stuff for
Yeah, it
how
holds
it's
a
just like
lot
a
of
one.
stuff.
It's just like one rig, and that's it. But that
Yeah.
price point is a little
And
bit higher.
and it's expensive though, but it has like a thing that you can fold up, so that way you can protect your chest if you need to. So it's very versatile, which is why I like it.
See, I thought you were gonna say that, but
I mean, that's one of my picks, but
He's gonna-
actually, you brought up a good point that a lot of like it's budget oriented too. So if you're on a budget, my ultimate answer for any AK rig is the Chicom,
yep.
the Chicom.
A good one though. It's hard. Like you can find ones that are 4 mag that are. a
Don't
little-
you guys
for those
carry?
who don't know what a
doesn't-
Chicom
No, we don't have
is,
the
though.
4 mag. We have like I think we had the 3 mag a long time ago, but
Oh,
I have
man.
a 4 mag at home that was from like the 80s.
Yeah,
Explain what that is.
That is really
okay.
good.
So the Chicom is basically it's just this piece of fabric with 3 to 4 AK pouches and then 2 smaller hand grenade pouches. It's standard issue for everyone in the Chinese army or like
Or was.
other like not so developed countries.
Yes.
Because it's very, very simple. It's literally just a piece of fabric that goes over your chest. It's a cross straw in the back that's just 2 pieces of fabric. You can get it at like you can get it
Yeah.
at a surplus store, any gun show. It's
Online.
Yeah, they're
online,
everywhere.
and they're like $12 to under $20. Like
Oh, really? That
Yeah.
cheap?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're super
The,
cheap.
the better
Yeah.
ones are a little bit harder to find. Like I recommend the 4 mag, and they do make a 3 mag that's a double stack. Apparently,
What?
I've seen it
Yeah,
once
there's-
before.
There's different variants of the
Yeah.
Chicom. There's an SKS variant,
Yeah.
like, but they're all just super, just
Basic.
specific and super basic and super affordable.
So there you go.
And
Broad
functional.
spectrum. Everything from the
The
most
high end.
affordable to the high end.
What were you gonna also recommend?
I was gonna say the Tasmanian Tiger as well,
Yeah.
but I mean,
I
yeah,
also have a
like-
Tactical Tailor MAV that
Yeah,
works
the
really
Mav-
well.
Mav.
oh yeah,
Those
yeah.
are pretty good too.
I-
That's very similar to the
Too.
Condor one
Yeah.
in a way.
I
but
was wearing
very good
that
as well.
I was wearing that pretty exclusively for a
Tag
while.
Taylor makes it.
Yeah, if you want like a modern look, just any Molly chest rig with AK specific pouches.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me.
Your turn.
Super simple.
Simplicity.
Oh. Oh.
Did you pick a low?
Jacob Halper. What are like 2 melee weapons you would like in Airsoft?
What are like?
What are like?
I'm just reading the message. I'm just reading the message.
Read it as you imagine he sounds.
All right. Jacob. I think a ballistic knife with a rubber blade but foam tip for safety, a larger knife, and possibly a bolo. What about you guys?
Dude, imagine like whoop, 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 whoop. Some guy gets tripped up. Hey, we
Oh.
He
should
might be
try
from California because he's what are like 2 melee
Yeah.
weapons, bro?
What are like
Like
2 assault weapons, bro?
He didn't say hella
just-
in it, so I don't think he's from California.
oh
That's
man.
NorCal though. What are like
Oh, yeah.
2 melee weapons you would like to have at an airsoft game? Like
Okay.
I would like to get. Sorry, go ahead.
Man, a ballistic knife would be cool. I
That
don't
would
know
be
how
pretty
you
cool.
would do. I don't.
Safely do that? I don't know.
I mean, it would. I don't even know.
No.
Maybe
we
like
need,
a
we need to
nerve
get
tip?
some engineers on this before we can answer that question. A ballistic knife would be cool. I actually carry a cold steel knife on me at all times for when I completely run out of everything that I'm still in the game. Ah!
when it's allowed, yeah.
Yeah, when it's allowed. How about you?
I just got a troll. I just bought a troll thing to use.
what is it?
It's coming today.
It's arriving today. It's called a unicorn popper. And
What? Okay.
it's this like plastic unicorn thing that like looks like this, and you shoot balls out of its mouth. Like you squeeze it, and it shoots these rainbow balls at people.
Look for it on the fields.
It was like 12.
Airsoft season 2017.
It was like $12, and I was like,
It's
this would
semi-auto, right?
this would be hilarious to just
Yeah.
shoot this
It's
toy.
basically
and
an
shoot.
SSG for whatever.
But when I was wearing my, when I was wearing my unicorn helmet, that bicycle helmet that I have, I got a few melee kills with the unicorn horn, which was pretty hilarious.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, I like troll melee weapons because getting close quarter kills is embarrassing enough. So
Yeah.
why not make it more embarrassing?
It's hard because, or it's difficult because I would want to troll people, and with whatever I'd want to troll them with is probably not very appropriate for this channel. So
Gotcha.
we're
Okay.
just gonna
Yeah.
move on.
All right. Okay.
I have not seen anybody use
A bolo.
Knife
no,
hands.
what's it
Knife
called?
hands?
No, Jet and I have both
Chinese
been in
throwing
the knife
star.
hand fight.
Yeah. A boomerang.
Tomahawk?
Boomerang, foam boomerang. Haven't seen.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one.
Haven't seen foam boomerang, although technically that's a ranged weapon now. It's not melee anymore.
True.
And two, I've not seen anybody walking around flailing foam nunchucks.
I have some phone nunchucks. Would you like to borrow
I
one?
would absolutely. Dude,
They're not-
imagine just like run out and just like.
They're not foam. They're not foam. They're like plastic because you cut someone's head with it. Remember?
I didn't do that. That was
Okay, you didn't do it, but
someone
someone
else
else.
using it inappropriately.
Someone else was using them and cut
Cliff
someone's
Was
head.
this during a party?
Eisenberg.
Was this
Can
during
I
a party?
Oh, wait, is this the
Yeah.
head cutting?
Yeah.
Perfect. Can I borrow
Yeah.
those?
So yeah, nunchuck injury brought to you by Elite Force.
Well, I
Well, I
mean,
have foam
at
nunchucks.
least with that, you could hit somebody with a helmet and it'd be fine, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, but I have foam nunchucks that I used when I was playing Scorpion from Mortal Kombat when I was like 10 years old.
That would be fun.
Those will work.
Yeah. You should
Coming
do
to an
that.
Airsoft game near you.
You bring
Whatever
your
game-
phone
whatever-
nunchucks, I'll bring the unicorn.
Yeah, whatever game we go to next is just gonna be like ninjas and like unicorn poppers coming at you.
Yeah.
Be like
all right.
the troll will just the
Is there
trolling-
one more question?
Yeah, sure. The trolling will be real.
Okay.
That is for sure. I'm looking forward to getting shot with unicorn ball or whatever the hell it is.
Rainbow
If I ever
ball.
get to,
Technical question.
if I ever play an airsoft again.
Benjamin James, what is the function of a MOSFET and does it protect you and your gun from having a lipo catch fire?
Okay, this actually brings up a really good point
Does
because
it protect you from catching
this
fire?
is something that we've been looking at very seriously as a company in terms of lipos and the word fire with them. We have our video that obviously showcases a lipo fire,
Right.
but the way we had to cause that was actually creating the battery failure ourselves, which was not done with the warnings that it says like a regular charger.
You
and
had
all
to
that
completely ignore
stuff. I had
all
to,
of the warnings.
No, we basically had to just take the wires and put them together until the battery caught fire, which don't ever do. But that was for video purposes only to showcase that a lipo bag will do its job. However, we've been trying to make a lipo catch fire using standard chargers, and all. We still haven't got it to do that.
That's not to say that it can't be done.
It can't. We've
had
tried.
a
We've
difficult
tested
time.
it. So I don't honestly think that the lipo catching fire is like a huge concern, in my opinion. I know you have your story.
I've only seen one on the field like smoke. I've seen it like one kind of like explode / burn at SC, but again it was because somebody had taken a lipo and stuck it on a normal charger.
Yeah.
Like they basically just didn't know, and so that's what caused the incident. But like most people that are using these things,
Yeah.
know better because you get
Well-
it. You're like, okay, you read the instructions, use this specific charger. Because I know whenever, even at like small shops and like big stores like Evike, like everyone always goes like, all right, you have a lipo, make sure you only use a lipo charger.
Yeah. but-
Companies are getting way better at building guns that can actually handle them, and also telling you all of the safety measures. So you kind of have like a lipo catching fire can happen, and it would be a rare thing. Otherwise, you kind of have to be trying to make it
Yeah,
happen.
you gotta be
I think that's
super
what the point.
negligent.
That's what the
Yeah.
point I was trying to make
Yeah.
was you really.
Well, now with that said, though,
It still can.
absolutely, wires can get pinched,
Sure.
cut, frayed
Yeah.
when you're putting them in a
Yeah.
buffer tube stock or jamming them. So problems can occur, but that's when you're going to have the majority of your problems. The majority of fires with batteries of that type are going to be caused by wire issues.
Yeah.
So just something to be aware of when you're using your battery or using your wiring. Just make sure you check for any fraying, and if you see any fraying or pinched wire or any possible way that they could come in contact with each other, don't use it. And that'll eliminate 99% of your issues. Something I really like that we saw at SHOT Show 2017, Valken is changing their packaging for their batteries and chargers and color coding them. So you know that if a green packaged battery goes with a green packaged charger, orange packaged battery goes with an orange packaged charger. It makes it really easy to visually see what products go together. I think that's something that the rest of the industry maybe needs to look at doing because that's a really cool idea that doesn't take a whole lot of effort. And to answer the second part of your question, Ryan's going to come over here from behind the camera and explain MOSFETs. Spent all this time trying to explain it to me, and I'm just going to throw him under the bus. Thanks,
Okay,
Ryan.
so, hey,
Hi, Ryan.
Okay, so
So, by definition, the MOSFET itself is a solid state switch, and that switch opens and closes a gate that allows energy to go into your gun. And what it's basically doing is replacing that mechanical transfer of energy in your trigger contacts, because usually all your power goes straight from your battery through your trigger contacts to your motor. The MOSFET is another, like if you guys are familiar with car wiring or other electronics, it's like a relay almost. It opens and closes at a separate part, and it's just triggered by the actual trigger switch itself.
So instead of the trigger contacts being the full power switch, they are instead just a trigger to signal the MOSFET to release the energy directly to the motor.
Yeah, basically that. So by itself, a MOSFET will not protect your batteries from swelling or catching fire or blowing up or anything like that. There are computerized versions that will that will cut themselves off and stop working if they sense that your battery is going too low, so that you don't overdrain your batteries, which can then also lead to them, puffing and then, venting or exploding and stuff like that. But by itself, the MOSFET is just there to protect your trigger contacts from burning out. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Ryan.
If you want real protection, you need to find a sorcerer, and he has to put the protection spell on your gun.
For even more information about MOSFETs and their inner workings, as well as the nitty-gritty on batteries, you can message Valley River Arms on Instagram, one word, and you'll get all your answers there.
I really hate how you do this on your live stream all the time, and you always you'll tag him, you'll tag me, you'll just purposely and then these people, DM us, and we're
Who
like,
is Valley River Arms?
Him.
Oh, look at my phone.
Exactly. It's
DM
one
him
word
right now.
Yeah. And that's why whenever people ask me gear
How
questions
do
about what vest I'm wearing, I always send them to
oh,
Beaver
it's so
Tactical.
messed up.
That's
So guys,
funny.
let's. Do you guys have anything else you wanted to say about either Iron Horse or Op 34?
I didn't get to go to either one, so.
You and I are in this thing.
I think
Sad high five.
it's okay.
Oh.
Hopefully the next time you go to one of the AMS events in later this year or whatever, maybe they will bring back what Jet and I were discussing.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that you AMS guys will listen.
Oh, I'm gonna email them this link and
Yeah,
He's
because
gonna knife hand them.
I know that
want
we've
the
talked to
flag.
them in person about it too.
Yeah.
So please bring back the simplicity that we enjoyed in 2014.
Flags are fun.
yeah.
I like them.
Well, guys, it's come to the end of the show, and if you guys are familiar with our new format, our guests have graciously brought some things to give away on our Friday giveaway on Facebook. Jed has brought us some Desert Fox patches as well, some really cool Desert Fox stickers to attach to your
Oh, you're giving
hard
a
cases and
multicam one away?
things.
Yeah. So quick.
He brought 3, but only 2 are going out because I'm stealing them. I'm
Now
just
these-
kidding. We'll give out 3.
These are the limited edition ones. They're not available anymore. So
You can't buy
So
them.
for real,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
giving away only 2. Maybe just 1.
Yeah. But yeah, these are no longer available on our website. So
Only 100 were
there
made
was
of
only
those?
there was only
200.
100 and something made of these. I still have a couple in my possession, and the only way to get them is if you actually see me at a field or meet me somewhere and I happen to have some.
That's a
Annie
cool
really
giveaway.
likes you.
And he really likes you.
Yeah.
So you gotta befriend Jet, which means you have to have something that Jet wants.
Yeah. The stickers though you can get on the website desertfoxactual.com.
Are those die cut or are those? No.
The ones that they'll buy are cut really nice.
Yeah.
These ones are just
Yeah. The buy ones are
the buy ones
die-cut.
are a lot nicer.
Okay.
So if you tune into our Facebook and other social media, our Facebook's on Friday is where we're going to give away this awesome set of stuff. If you wanted to purchase any of the Desert Fox's cool swag, you can head to his website at desertfoxactual.com.
Yeah.
.com. Or you can follow either of their social medias on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter.
Everything.
Is your stuff
The
sold
book
on his
face.
site or do you have your own site?
My stuff will be sold on his site. I don't sell any of my stuff
Oh,
right
Just
now.
say it hasn't come out
I
yet.
haven't
I'm sorry, I haven't gone to Desert
I'm not a
Fox
sellout
Actual.
yet. I'm just kidding.
There's that shovel, you're just digging that grave.
But you will be announcing when you're going to start to sell.
Yes,
your
I will be
swag.
selling stuff soon. It's just that I put his stuff as a priority because I love my husband.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's nice, right?
No, that was
Oh,
very
I'm hitting the
This
feels right
has
now.
got heavier.
Oh, I'm hitting the feels. Oh.
Once again, guys, thank you very much for joining us on the new Nuts at Round Table. We hope to have you guys back soon.
Definitely. We'll be back next week. All right.
Until next week, then. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
What is up, guys? It has been a moment since I have done a video on this channel because I didn't really think anyone was still watching this channel for whatever reason. But recently I've gotten a bunch of requests to do any sort of video, so I haven't made a video for this channel in like I think a year or two because I didn't really think anyone was still watching it. But every so often I get people that chime in and say, "Oh, I want to see more videos from your Valley River Arms channel," and I'm just like, "Oh, I didn't think that people were still watching this."